did I go back to the library to get a copy of this? So that way I could do a video. Yes. Yes, I did. Ba-doop. Hi, my name is Ariel, and if you've never been here before, hello. If you've been here before, sup. Today I'm going to be doing a book review on The Book of M by Peng Shepherd. It is her debut novel in 2018. I actually read one of the very first digital copies of this book that my library received, and I loved it. This book starts out in a world that we all know. Normal, or relatively normal. And then a gentleman loses his shadow, and people are like, well, that's strange. Why did he lose his shadow? But then other people start losing their shadows, and people start losing their minds. And when people start losing their minds, not only do they forget who they are or where they are, they forget things like, I probably could fly, right? No. They forget how to breathe. They forget that walking in front of a car could kill them. Things like that. But they also forget things like, the sky is blue. They forget that. And they also can forget things like, there are antlers on top of a deer's head and not wings. But in this world, if you forget something, and then you kind of change the way it looks in your mind, it starts to change in the real world. Things get effed up. It's almost like copy and pasting things on top of other things, and that's what people get. So in this book, there are 4 to 5 different narrative perspectives. You learn to love them all. I actually think there's more, but there's 4 to 5 main narrative perspectives. They are all either searching for something or trying to get somewhere, and it's very, very hard because some of the people who have lost their memory can be violent, and some of the people who haven't lost their shadows also can be very violent. And this book goes on a whirlwind of things. I will say that if dystopian novels aren't your thing, or maybe you've never read one before, this is a really good one to start out with. I used to be really into dystopian novels, but since the pandemic, So back to the gentleman that lost his shadow. When he loses his shadow, everything shuts down. Everybody goes into quarantine, kind of like we have been during the pandemic. They also stop trains and planes and tell people to stay where you are, try to stay where it's safe, stay together, such and so forth. I gave it 5 stars, and I gave it 5 stars not only because I loved the story, I thought the world building was great. That being said, it is 500 pages, and I felt like there were certain aspects that did drag, but that is the only con I really have for this book. Pros I have for this book are, it is so well written, and it is so immersive that I had a hard time putting it down. I actually read this while waiting for a flight and on a flight, and basically all the time I took for my flights is what I read this in, and I forgot I was on a plane. So it was really immersive. I thought the story was really, really good. It did not fail me in the aspect of being completely immersed and completely entertained. I thought that the characters were great. My favorite character is Max. Max is unfortunately losing her mind, which that's not really much of a spoiler anyway, but I like to see her journey and her basically losing herself. That's really cool. But all together, I thought this was a great novel. Not a waste of time at all. I've heard some people say that it's a waste of time. I completely disagree with that. So on Goodreads, I did write a review, and the very beginning of the review is that saying that I had never been so aware of my shadow in my life, and that is completely accurate to this day. Never, ever, ever. I still kind of look to make sure it's there. It's there. We're good. We're totally fine. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you've read this book, let me know how you felt about it. If you haven't read this book and you want to, and you have questions, ask me, or just read it and tell me about it. If you did like this video, please give it a like. I'd like to know that you actually like the video. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. I am very thankful for all of my subscribers that I have, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.